Welcome back to another episode of the Harrogate RTG Career Mode here on FC25, where this will be the regular season finale, possibly the entirety season finale here today. We start off with the biggest game of this team's career yet, the FA Cup Semifinal at Wembley against Manchester City, where no matter what happens, we are going to get an additional 500,000 for simply playing it. We get 500,000 if we lose it. We go ahead and pick up real quick. Let me just look real quick. A semifinal win. We're going to pick up $1 million if we go ahead and win the semifinal there. And if we win it, we get a minimum $1 million for becoming a runner up and $2 million for winning it there. So lots of money to be had if we are to somehow win it. I would have felt more confident if we had Fulham in there, but no, we get Manchester City. We are going to make sure they play their best team. But after we get into that, we have 4 games left to go in the league, where Wrexham have won thanks to the scheduling and just the logic of EA. Yeah, they have 1 game left to go season over the course of the entirety of this, at this point to the end of next month. We have 4 games where we can jump into a playoff position. We can jump up quite high into a playoff position. We are currently on 67 points. If we catch up to Wrexham, that would be 76 points, so we'd be up there. We'd be at least 4th, but that's obviously, of course, if Wickham and Portsmouth don't do there. Peterborough are not going to end up winning the league here. It will end up being probably Bolton, as they are 2 points in there, but they also have 4 games in hand as well. Let's go and make sure Manchester City play their strongest lineup. We can't play our strongest lineup because Zach Quicksim against Doncaster last episode actually went ahead and used our best players, so some of our players are now tired, so we are going to have to rotate this slightly. Cox can't start. We are without the Cox, and we cannot be without the Cox, so the Cox is going to start. But March will definitely make an appearance at some point in today's episode. Let's go make sure they're starting lineup. And so here is that team for Manchester City. We have Savinho, 86 overall. Erling Haaland, 92 overall. Phil Foden, 88. Kevin De Bruyne, he's aging, but 86 overall. Pedri, 90. Rodri, 91. Gvardiol, 87. Ruben Diaz, 88. Kusanov is a weaker player at 80. Actually, Kaborde is a weaker player. Kyle Walker, 75 overall and deteriorating. They don't really have a right back replacement for him, so unfortunately Kabore has to start. And then Unai Simon in net. No Ederson, but it's an amazing team. It's a god squad. It's a Premier League contending type of team there. Maybe not with the right back in Kusanov, but definitely for the rest of the team. They have the experience of winning as many trophies and all the trophies that you want to win when you're playing in England and European football. They won the Champions League. They won the Premier League. They won the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure they won the Carabao Cup, if it means anything there. They had to go through Swansea and Nottingham Forest. We've had to go through the gauntlet, but of course we are going to have to go through the gauntlet when we are there. He has a hat-trick in his last game, Mr. Erling Haaland. Let's go ahead and get it underway here. The FA Cup semi-final versus Manchester City. And there we go. We lose the ball instantly, and here comes Erling Haaland. It's a 1-on-3 already. Our whole entire back line is just gone. Out wide to Phil Foden. Phil Foden into Pedri. Pedri back to Phil Foden, and Chambers makes the first save of the day. Corner goes short to Phil Foden. Fox did well to kind of intercept it at the moment. It's intercepted in the box, but still in the box. It's off of the post. And I don't know who that was, but I think that was Erling Haaland. Should have the first goal of the game. But he hits the post. Lose the ball again. Savinho, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland in the box. Kevin De Bruyne, 1-0 for Manchester City, 10 minutes in. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew this, yep. It's about going as good as we expected it to go. Liston to Cox. Cox is going to split the defenders. We do got to attack the left-hand side, so it's going to be a lot of left-handed football for this match between us and the AI. AI loved it. AI loved their right-hand side. We obviously love the left-hand side, but it's the left-hand side for all of us as Chambers makes a fantastic save. Savinho. Oh, Chambers had to get a touch to it to save it. Gibson. Bobby Pointon. In towards List. List in towards Cox, and Cox is in behind, but Cox is tired. Cox is already dead tired. Cox now. Oh, maybe we should. If we start March there, that might go in. Is he that tired already? He is. First half sub for Cox. Our top goal scorer of the FA Cup is out. And possibly our only chance for the FA Cup is out. But I wonder if that was March, would it be 1-1 and not 2-0? Would it be 1-1 if not for March? As Erling Haaland makes it 2-0 and punishes up for not scoring there. Wow, I wonder if that was March, or even if that was just List there instead of Cox. If that would be 1-1, we'd never know. Williams, March, in towards List, March, back in towards List, and List will have one back, and maybe it would have been 1-1. It's 2-1 now. We have a shot here. A little bit of ping pong for us, and a little bit of fortune would go away there. A little bit of ping pong there. And a possible offside, but he wasn't offside. It is 2-1 here. Pedri out wide to Phil. Phil into Haaland. Intercepted. He was offside, and that will be halftime. 2-1 down here against Manchester City. It's been all of them. We had one chance where Cox was too tired to do that, and now March comes on the field. He finds List, and List finds the back of the net, and we take one of those two chances. It's 2-1 here at the break. There is still time for us, and there still is a chance for us. It's not completely dead out the water yet. Bobby pointing now, and Bobby pointing's going to have free real estate. Bobby pointing in towards March. And March now from a difficult angle gets a corner out of Unai Simon. Adeniran will come on for Williams. He's just tired. Oh, that's going to be a good ball. Is he onside? He is. And Erling Haaland to make it 3. He chips the keeper. It's 3-1 for Manchester City. I mean, it was just a great ball. And that could be that. That could be that. March, point in. Point March into List. And Elliot List. He'll make it 3-2. 20 minutes left. Don't count the Harrogate boys out yet. A counterattack and anything is possible. I can't make any more subs. I used all 3 windows for just 3 subs. So that's great. Honestly, I don't know if I would make any more subs right now. I don't know if I could. We have kind of the freshest players on the field. Oh, we just give the ball away, but he gives it straight back, and then he gives it back, and Chambers with the save. It'll fall for Phil Foden into Erling Haaland, in towards the box for Pedri, back to Haaland, into Nico Gonzalez. Gonzalez saved. Into Haaland, and they're good at getting corners. See, the AI is good at getting corners in this situation. Surprised they don't have somebody coming short, though, but this just means that they're going to win this header here. Watch. No, Chambers is actually going to pick it up. Chambers now out wide for List. And List is going to have one opportunity, and that opportunity is going to be felled dead by Digne. We are out of the FA Cup as expected, but it was a lot closer than expected. Maybe not on the actual gameplay and stuff, but on the score line, and they get a penalty for that. Wow, okay. So we are going to lose the game more than likely 4-2. I don't know if that was a pen. I'm literally just going to stand still. I'm not sure if that was a penalty, so I'm glad it wasn't like a game-winning pen. We are knocked out. Haaland has a hat trick. List doesn't. Well, that's our FA Cup journey done. Our Cinderella story is now over. Full focus onto the league with 4 games left to go. The fact that we made it to Wembley in the first spot with this team is absolutely absurd. We'll try again next year. We'll try and make a run again next year. We'll see what happens next year. But 500,000 into our pockets, though, is at least good enough for us. We are going to go ahead and simulate this game here against, crap, what team are we playing? Against Shrewsbury. Is that Shrewsbury? No, that's not Shrewsbury, is it? I think it is Shrewsbury. Am I dumb? Is that Shrewsbury? Yeah, it is Shrewsbury. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think that was Shrewsbury. It was the only option there. We're going to go ahead and simulate through this game against Shrewsbury. They're 19th. This should be a win here. If we don't win it, it's fine. We have 3 games in hand. And right before the first half ended, Cox is back in the starting lineup. Fresh is going to go ahead and score Gibson there. You can see there's a little bit lackluster, so we might have to take him out in the second half. And a 1-0 win here against Shrewsbury. Not as big of a win as I thought it was going to be, but a win nonetheless. And up to the playoff positions we go now. We knock off Wrexham off their boot, and now we have 3 games left to go this season, which these 3 games, by the way, are actually easier. The only hard one is against Portsmouth, who's currently in 5th, but we have Fleetwood Town, who's in 21st in the relegation zone. Then we have Cambridge, who is in the relegation zone. So, yeah, I mean, we don't have the toughest schedule for these games in hand. We should be able to get past these teams with absolute ease. And we are going to go ahead and simulate through this one as well. We are going to go ahead and play the last 2 games of the season. We'll jump in if need be on this one, but we should be able to get the win here. Should be able to get the win here. It's roughly the 85th minute here. It's 0-0. Yeah, well, we're going to jump in here and try and pick up a win. We have been dominating it, but Fleetwood Town are starting to attack a little bit more, so we're going to jump in to shut that down and hopefully just get that one chance that we always get and score off of it, and then just act like nothing's happened, because that's how these jumping into simulations work. Watch, Williams in towards Fox. Fox in towards Cox. And Cox now, who might be a little bit tired, but he's going to be able to run now. And Cox is in the ball. Cox is in the box. He'll find March. And March will find the back of that. See, like, this game is so predictable sometimes. And I'm going to jump to simulation, and they're going to score. Not us, but them. Watch. They're going to score in these plus 3 minutes. It's going to be a 1-1 draw. Here they come. Here it comes. Look, here it comes. It's about as predictable as you can get. We get a light injury for a player. They don't score. We do win. All right, never mind. Well, my first half was right. We go ahead and pick up a 1-0 win. We jump into the game. First play of action, we score. It's predictable. It's just EA logic. Honestly, I felt bad for scoring for that one, but hey-ho, we scored. Is bro injured, or is he good? He's up for 5 days. He's good. Portsmouth have been knocked down out of the cup, out of the playoffs there. Obviously, they have games in hand. They actually have 1 game in hand, and most teams have played that 46 game there. So we cannot go ahead and catch Peterborough. We can only get up to 79 points there. We can go ahead and technically take 4th, which would play Wickham, and at this point we might be playing Wickham anyway. We are pretty much safe from playoffs unless we lose back-to-back games, but I don't see us losing to Cambridge United. So let's go and jump to this game here against Portsmouth. Elliot, we'll get to start today, and let's jump into it. And here we go. We start off with the interception. List is starting. That's about the only other change. I think y'all seen that. I think I said that. That List starts instead of March. List is on loan, I believe. Is List on loan? I think List in Cox. I know Cox is on loan. Cox will 100% buy no matter what happens. He will be part of our strike force for next season. We are going to try and keep it as real players as possible, but we are not going to strictly stick to real players. We will go ahead and bring in youth players and youth additions, but those youth players will have to be more than likely come through our youth academy on the off chance that somebody else that isn't in our youth academy, as List now is on the ball. He was going to wait for a run. He probably should have, and the shot comes in. It's deflected. It'll fall for Harry Wood, and he'll make it 1-0. I think I was in my mind talking and at the same time seeing a run being made by Cox. List over the top for Cox. Cox has to get there. The keeper was coming out. Cox first time hit it, saved. Remember, Portsmouth is trying to get up into a playoff position. They need this win. Actually, they need a point here to overtake Wrexham. That's all they need. They just need a point to overtake Wrexham, and Wrexham can't get their get back. It's as simple as that for Portsmouth. But obviously, a win here. I mean, we're playing Wickham in the playoffs anyway. We're playing Wickham in the playoffs anyway, more than likely. So it's about that. But it's a question of, do we want Wrexham in the playoffs or do we want Portsmouth? And to be completely honest, Wrexham, simply for the title and the thumbnail. We want Wrexham in the playoffs, and we want Wrexham to somehow beat second place or third place, I should say. Bishop turns, shoots, scores, not scores, saved. Bro, into Cox. Cox into List. And List now, that's not the best of all. It was by Cox. And List will turn. List will go. And List will curl it. It's the inside of the post and makes it 2-0. And Harrogate Town double their lead here. List grabs his first where it should have been his second, in all honesty. Williams into Bruh. Bruh into List. List into Cox to put this game to bed. Won't happen yet. 2-0 up at the break here. 45 minutes left to go. Cox now into Wood. Wood turns, shoots, scores. 3-0 for Harrogate Town. Bishop hits the inside of the post and gets one back. It's 3-1. Portsmouth putting up a fight, but is a little bit too late now. Wood, Fox, Cox into List, and List will put those chances back to dead. It's 4-1 for Harrogate Town. We are going to go ahead and jump to simulation. This might be a shorter episode. We are jumping into simulation here. And it is a 4-1 win with 1 game left to go this season. We managed to put Portsmouth out of the playoffs. We have put Portsmouth out of the playoffs. So Wrexham are your playoff finalists in there. They 6. They will be taking on Peterborough. We can take on, well, we'll be taking on Wickham. It doesn't matter what happens in this game. We are taking on Wickham. It's just matter of placements, I guess. We still have Bolton, who can win the league here, finishing in first. They have 2 games in hand still. Let's go and simulate to the final game of the season in 2 weeks' time, and we'll play it out. We are not going to take any chances of any of our players getting hurt going into the playoffs here. The only chances we are going to take is List. Other than that, we have Daly getting his first start in his first game in a long time. We have Sadi at Cam, obviously kind of a failed loan for him, unfortunately, because we switched to this 4-1-2-2 and we kind of been playing that. But when we go to 4-3-3, he's useful down that right hand side. O'Reilly, Adeniran, and Cornelius. This might be Cornelius' first game in the season. The fact he's still 63 is amazing me. We have Folds, Deborah, Sims as our back 4 alongside center defensive mid Sutton, and then Bergwan in the net instead of Chambers. So back to Bergwan, who we bought in last season at the start of last season, but Chambers came through the youth academy and he's been great ever since. Actually, I don't know if he came through the youth academy. I think he was a free agent signing. He was a free agent signing. Here we go. This is just a good day out for the fans here. It's just a great day out. Cambridge United is already relegated. We're already in the playoffs. This game is just a formal game. Just a game for the books here. As Daly gets a strike, it hits the post. It might fall for List. It nearly bounced back for List, who I think was offside. But it nearly fell for List. That would have been absurd if he was onside as well and got to it. Sims into Sadi. Sadi into O'Reilly. O'Reilly now into Adeniran. Dennis Adeniran into Sadi. Shows him what he's worth. It's off target. Dennis Adeniran. Sadie. In for Daly. Daly in for List. And List, the action only striker. Oh, my Lord, he misses. Sutton. Oh, come on. Dennis. Sadie. Into Daly. And Daly will find the back of the net. Harrogate Town will make it 1-0. Daly on the score sheet. Possibly his first game all season long. But it's 1-0 for Harrogate Town. Lavery saved by Bergwan. In halftime, 2-0 up here against Plymouth, against Cambridge, not Plymouth, against Cambridge. Adeniran. List, Dennis, Adeniran! He wanted it, he'll get it. 3-0 for Harrogate Town. And that is the regular season done and dusted. A 3-0 win here against already relegated Cambridge United. They're celebrating because for some reason the game is coded to not think that we are in the playoffs until that whistle has blown, but we was already in the playoffs coming into this. We was already playing 5th or 4th place Wickham in the playoffs there. It was all settled. It was all done and settled, but this is the entirety of the league done and settled now. We do get that 4th place team. Bolton go ahead and win the league alongside Stevens. They both get automatic promotion. Peterborough missing out on automatic promotion by 2 points. Are we going to be able to beat them possibly in a final if we get to that playoff final? Will it even be them? Will it be Wrexham? Maybe Wrexham can upset them. That would be interesting. Portsmouth missed out on playoffs barely. Plymouth Argyle missed out on playoffs barely. The 4 teams going down to League 2 is Cambridge United, AFC Wimbledon, Leyton Orient, and by 1 point Fleetwood Town. Northampton survived by the skin of their teeth. The FA Cup, it belongs to Manchester City, where Fulham actually beat Liverpool. Manchester City going to win the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, it belongs to the Arsenal. The BSM Trophy, it belongs to Lincoln City, who win it on penalties. We obviously have this coming up next. The Champions League final, it's AS Roma versus Atletico Madrid. The Europa League final, Chelsea beat Stuttgart. In the Conference League final, it's between Aston Villa and Shakhtar Donetsk. Well then, when we come back, we will have playoff football action for League One, trying to get up to the championship. I will see y'all there. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.